Hello all. In this video, we will see how to create groups and assign group assignments in Moodle. So this is my dashboard. I'm going to choose this course ENG0601 LM. The moment I choose this particular page, we need to turn editing on. And then we move towards the bottom and find this tab called Administration. Under Administration, we have an option called Users. Under Users, there is an option called Groups. Before giving any assignment, it is mandatory, it is very important to create groups so that we can make use of this group in our assignment. So, after we click Groups, this particular page will be opened. So here we have three options or three tabs. One is Groups, Groupings, and Overview. As you can see, I have already created groups over here. So, the first thing that we need to do is create groupings. So, why do we need to create groupings? This is a course I share with another teacher. So, this LIFE is a group created by another teacher. For convenience sake, that ma'am has created groups for this particular assignment. So for my convenience, I can make groupings as I need. For example, if I want to create groups for a fun activity, then I can give click grouping. Click grouping, I can manually create groups and assign students to that particular group. Or if it is a real serious assignment, then I can give random grouping where the whole class students will be shuffled. Or if I have a group in hand, I can upload that group list to groupings. So it becomes mandatory to identify which group is for which assignment. Groupings help us to categorize that. So I am going to create a new assignment called Ethical Decision Making. So I am going to create grouping. So my grouping name is Ethical Decision Making. You can give any grouping description that you need over here. And then we save changes. We have created a grouping. As you can see, the grouping has been created and we need to create groups for this particular grouping. So I'm going to this first tab. Below, I have three enabled options. So create group is the first manual option which we will see later. And the third one is import groups. If we have groupings in our hand in an Excel sheet, we can import it, which we will also see later. So now our main idea is auto creating groups. We are going to allow Moodle to shuffle and create groups for us. So I'm clicking it. You can have a naming scheme according to your convenience. I'm just going to delete group, and since it's ethical decision making, I'm giving the title as EDM at. Now, how will my group be named? It will be named as EDM A or EDM B. Or if I give a numerical value, it will assign it accordingly. Now, the second option is auto create based on. Moodle is asking us on which basis should it create groups. Is it number of groups or members per group? So again, it is our decision. Do you want 10 groups or do you want 5 members per group? So I'm going to choose members per group And for this particular assignment, 5 students per group would suffice. Can they message in groups? I'm going to enable, say yes. Here in the next tab, we have details of group members. We have select members with role. We are not going to touch it. It is going to remain a student. Select members from cohort. You would have remembered that while adding participants to your course, you would have added it from cohort. So kindly click this and see if that particular batch is available. For me, yes, 19 ENG, the batch is available. So I'm clicking it. So members from this group will be immediately added. So what if the group is of different majors? Or what if this particular batch is not visible here? You can just leave it at any. If you leave it at any, whoever is enrolled in your course will be divided into groups. Here, we can also select members from other groups, but now we are going to give none. Here also none. Next, allocate members randomly. Okay, if you want alphabetically, for example, if it is a game and you want all the A named members to be in one group, you can do that also. But now I'm going to give random allocation and I'm going to prevent last small group. For example, there will be 5 members in 9 groups and the 10th group will have just 2 members. I don't want that to happen. So I'm just giving prevent last small group. And in grouping, here, grouping, we already created ethical decision making. So I'm just going to choose that. Please do not submit, but give a preview. So as you can see, there are totally 13 groups being created. This is just a preview. I have totally 64 students. There are 13 groups of 5 members each, and in the last group, there are 4 members. So the grouping is EDM-A, EDM-B, EDM-C. It goes like that. Now, what if I want to change this? You can very well go ahead and change. Instead of 5, I'm just going to give 7 members. Now, if I click preview, then I'll be able to see that the groups have been reduced to 9. And you can see the first group alone has 8 members, other groups has 7 members. If you are happy about it, you can click submit and all the groups will be created over here. As you can see, these are the group members of previous group and now this is where I have created. If I click, you can see the members of different groups. You can also edit group settings. You can delete the select group or you can add or remove users. If you click, you can move students or you can remove students from this particular group. But make sure if you add or remove from a particular group, you need to add that particular member in some other group. So let us not forget to do that. So I'm just going to go to groups. So we have successfully created groups, and if you click grouping, you can see in ethical decision making, you have these many groups: EDMA, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. We have these many groups. So how to assign an assignment or activity for these groups? So I'm just going to go into the coursework. For example, if I'm going to give a group assignment, so I'm going to add an activity or resource. Here I'm going to click assignment. And in the assignment name, I can give ethical decision making. I can give a description. I can give additional files, availability. All these are known. One thing we have to check is in group submission, students submit in groups, you have to give yes. And require group to make submission, yes. You want them to submit. Require all members to submit, it should be default no. You don't want each and every member of the group to submit. It is enough if one member from the group submits. Grouping for student groups is ethical decision making. This is the mandatory check that you have to do while allocating group assignments. And then you can go ahead and you can save and return to course. Your assignments will be allotted to the groups. So let me show you an example. So this is a group. So sometimes this grouping is not visible to students. So what I did was I copied the groupings from overview. From the tab, we had three different tabs. We had groups, grouping, and overview. From overview tab, I copied the groups information and I opened the Google Doc and I pasted the name list, and along with the assignment, I posted this docs also so that they'll know to which group they belong to. And I assigned the assignment. And if you see as groups, there are totally 7 groups and all the 7 groups have been submitted. When I view all submissions, I will be able to see every student. For example, you can see here ICTF. They belong to the same group. All 3 of them have submitted. But for the students, anyone, if they submit, it would suffice. So now the assignment is here. I'm just going to, the assignment has been downloaded. I'm going through my assignment. So they've done a good job. So if I give a mark to this particular group and if I click enter, you can see that automatically all the other members of the group will also be graded. Just going to save and show next. Yes. Let me take you to my dashboard. As you can see, I marked only for one student. But you can see group members of the same group will also be evaluated the same mark. Since they all belong to the same group, or all 3 of them have the same mark reflected in their grades. So group assignments are pretty much easy in Moodle, and they help students to collaborate with each other. So thank you.